Bengaluru's buzzing tech scene is facing a storm. The Karnataka government has proposed extending work hours for techies to 12-hour shifts. This proposal has triggered immediate backlash from IT unions across the state, who are calling it nothing short of modern-day slavery. Reports indicate that the Labor Department is considering changes to the Industrial Employment Act to accommodate longer shifts in the tech sector. Tech employees, already stressed by high workloads and deadlines, argue this move will destroy work-life balance and mental health. The state justifies this proposal by citing global competitiveness and aligning with international work standards. However, critics argue that Indian IT companies already demand high performance, often with unpaid overtime. Social media exploded with outrage as hashtags like #TechSlavery and #12-hour-hell started trending in Bengaluru overnight. One union leader commented, "We are not robots. We are human beings. This is exploitation in broad daylight." Karnataka's IT minister defended the move, saying it's optional, but unions claim that's misleading due to pressure from companies. Companies, meanwhile, are treading cautiously, waiting to see the public reaction before aligning their policies. Let's break it down. Why is this such a big deal in a city known as India's Silicon Valley? Bengaluru's tech workforce powers global giants Google, Infosys, Accenture, and long hours are already the norm informally. Formalizing a 12-hour workday could set a dangerous legal precedent for industries beyond tech. India's Factories Act currently limits working hours to 48 per week. This policy may override that in specific sectors. Some supporters say this could boost productivity, but studies show burnout actually reduces long-term output. Mental health professionals have expressed concern about rising anxiety and depression rates among tech professionals. Doctors warn that sitting in front of screens for 12 hours leads to serious health risks like diabetes and back problems. Let's talk money. Will employees be compensated fairly for these extended shifts? Unlikely, say union leaders. Karnataka's labor commissioner claims these changes would be voluntary, not mandatory. But many aren't buying it. Critics argue that once this is legalized, tech companies will simply make 12-hour shifts the unofficial norm. Activists are preparing for legal challenges if the proposal moves forward without sufficient public consultation. Meanwhile, young professionals in Bengaluru are expressing fear, stress, and even anger over their future. One viral tweet read, "Is this Silicon Valley or a labor camp?" reflecting the fury brewing among youth. In response, several IT companies released neutral statements, neither endorsing nor opposing the proposal. Industry analysts say the government's timing is questionable, coming at a time when job insecurity is already high. India's tech economy is still recovering from post-pandemic disruptions and massive global layoffs. Pushing longer hours now might prompt talent to migrate abroad or switch industries altogether. The government argues it's only enabling flexibility, not forcing anyone to work overtime. But labor rights experts say flexibility must come with protections, not just productivity goals. Let's explore how similar shifts are handled in other countries with large tech workforces. In Europe, work-life balance is sacred. Most countries legally restrict long hours and offer strong unions. The US allows long hours, but compensates with overtime pay and strict worker rights. Experts warn that India must not blindly imitate Western work models without cultural and legal safeguards. A Bengaluru-based HR consultant said, "We need humane work culture, not factory-style schedules." This issue is now reaching national headlines, with debates intensifying in both mainstream and digital media. Tech influencers and startup founders are weighing in as some support flexibility, others call it regressive. The Karnataka State IT/ITS Employees Union, KITU, is organizing protests and drafting petitions. Petitions on change.org have gathered thousands of signatures within just hours of launch. Meanwhile, opposition political parties are using the controversy to target the state government. Will this proposal become law? The answer depends on the upcoming rounds of public hearings and feedback. In a recent interview, the labor minister stated, "Nothing will be finalized without hearing all stakeholders." Still, insiders claim there's intense corporate lobbying happening behind closed doors. Why is Bengaluru always at the center of such labor reforms? Let's decode the economics. With over 1.5 million tech workers, the city contributes massively to India's digital GDP. Any labor policy shift here could ripple across India's startup ecosystem and beyond. Experts believe this is a litmus test. If it passes in Karnataka, other states might follow. The central government has stayed silent so far, but internal sources suggest it's monitoring closely. Meanwhile, tech graduates entering the workforce are feeling disillusioned even before their careers begin. Recruiters fear this could create a brain drain, with fresh talent opting for foreign jobs or freelancing. Freelancing and remote work saw massive growth post-COVID, and this policy could accelerate that shift. India's labor code reforms are already under fire. This new proposal might make things worse. International media has also picked up the story, raising questions about India's worker rights. Major publications like Bloomberg and Reuters are calling it a flashpoint in India's digital economy. So far, no major IT firm has openly endorsed the 12-hour shift model. But behind the scenes, there's speculation that some firms are quietly testing the waters. Let's hear what citizens on the ground are saying. Street interviews show overwhelming disapproval. From engineers to designers, many say the emotional toll of such hours isn't worth the salary. IT employees have taken to forums like Reddit and LinkedIn to vent frustrations and rally opposition. One viral post said, "If you want 12 hours of work, give us 12 hours of pay." Workplace burnout is already a rising issue. This could be a full-blown crisis if not addressed. India has no strong legal framework for protecting mental health in the workplace, another concern. Union lawyers argue this policy violates the spirit of fair labor practices under international law. On the flip side, some say a 12-hour workday with 3 or 4 workdays could offer more weekly rest. But that model needs safeguards, strict enforcement, paid overtime, and voluntary participation. Without legal checks, workers fear they'll be pressured into long hours without real choice. Even HR departments are split. Some call it an opportunity, others a disaster in the making. At the heart of it lies a question: should progress come at the cost of worker dignity? Activists are urging tech giants to take a stand and protect their workforce proactively. As of now, there's no official rollout date. The proposal is still in the discussion phase. The Chief Minister has said he's open to dialogue if enough people voice concerns. This puts the power in your hands. Your voice matters more than ever. Use your platforms, share your views, sign petitions, and contact representatives. Labor unions are also preparing a mass protest in Bengaluru's Freedom Park next week. If numbers rise, the government may be forced to reconsider or amend the policy. We'll keep covering every update and development as this story unfolds. This isn't just about IT workers, it's about India's future work culture. Policies like these shape generations. We must get them right, not just fast. Global tech leaders are watching. How India treats its techies will impact investments too. If talent leaves or burns out, India risks losing its edge as a global IT hub. Let's demand clarity, compassion, and collaboration from our policymakers. If you're a tech worker, share your experiences in the comments below. We want to hear from you. Don't forget to ask your HR what your company's stance is. Start the conversation internally too. Journalists, influencers, and citizens must continue pushing for transparency and fairness. Stay alert. Sometimes policies get passed quietly unless we shine the spotlight. The government works for the people, not just companies. Remind them with your voice. We'll update you the moment any official announcement or rollback is confirmed. This channel stands for ethical journalism and people-first reporting in the digital age. Bookmark this video, share it widely, and stay tuned as this story develops fast. Together, let's demand a better work culture, balanced, respectful, and humane. That's all for today's analysis. If you found this informative, please like and subscribe for more breaking news coverage. Thanks for watching.